Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be discussing the last step in a flexible workflow. So before that, in the previous session, we have already discussed the configurational steps about flexible workflow. Yeah, okay. The last step was pending for the manage workflow for PR and PO in a Fiori application. So flexible workflow, this is a new introduced concept in SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement for the approval of purchasing document. So today we are going to be final our flexible workflow setup for purchase requisition and a purchase order. So already, if you want to check for the previous recordings, please visit YouTube channel, watch the previous videos for the configurational step about the flexible workflow. So let's start for the last step, that is manage workflow for PR and PO. For that, initially first we have to check that flexible workflow will be activated for document level or not. Okay. So initially we'll check that in a OLME for purchase requisition and for purchase order. Already we have activated in a previously, but we are going to be activating a flexible workflow for our custom document type here. Correct? Go to the flexible workflow and check for the activation at the document level first. Okay. So here we are using the custom document type for the purchase requisition, that is a ZNB. Okay. Here already that scenario activated and overall release activated for that ZNB purchase requisition document type. Similarly, for a purchase order also, just check once it's activated or not. Here also, for the purchase order, we are using the ZNB custom document type for the scenario activation here. Okay. So this is already we are discussed in the last, so that you can just check. Now, for the manage flexible workflow, we have to go for the Fiori Launchpad. So by using the transaction /UI2/FLP, jumping to the Fiori Launchpad and open the Fiori applications here. Okay. So here for the flexible workflow, we have to search a Fiori app called as a manage workflow for purchase requisition. Similarly for purchase order as well. Here both workflows are available. Manage workflow for purchase requisition as well as manage workflow for purchase order. So both options are available. So here already we have favorited that both workflows in our home page, purchase requisition as well as purchase order. Okay. So first of all, we have to go for the flexible workflow for purchase requisition. So click on that Fiori app, manage workflow for purchase requisition. So here automatically one PR approval is available by default. Okay. When we can open this screen, once you have activated a scenario for overall release and item level release. Already we have done this scenario activation in a previous session. Okay. So please watch that. Okay. So after scenario activation only we can able to see all this workflow here. Okay. So we are interested in a overall release of your purchase equation. Okay. Both options are available, item level as well as overall release for purchase equation here. Okay. So go for the overall release of your purchase equation, then you have to click on a create. Okay. So here this old or automatically approval of PR is already activated here. Okay. Now we have to create our new custom flexible workflow for overall release here. Okay, select that workflow, then click on a create. As you click on a create, then screen will be open up for the new workflow here. So here we have to give the name of that workflow here. Suppose we'll give custom workflow for ZNB doc or ZNB for GIP. Okay, this is our plant. So that's very simple. We are adding the name of the plant in the last year. Okay, this is the just general name of your workflow here. Okay, then next, if you want to put the description in detail, that's up to you. This is the optional. Okay, not required to put that description here. Okay, next, here validity period of flexible workflow is also available. Means this is the optional step, but if you want to keep, suppose if we are giving from today's date to December 31 was the last, that means within that period, this flexible workflow will be activated. Okay, depends on your requirement. You can give the validity period. Okay, it's optional. If you want to put it, fine. Otherwise, skip this step as well here. Okay, so after that, next we have to go for start conditions here. Okay, so what is the start condition here? We have to give the start conditions here, means according to the which your flexible workflow is going to be triggered here. Okay, so here SAP has given the option for the overall purchase requisition. You can set the condition, document type, company code, or you can also put as a net value for that purchase requisition. As per your requirement, you can select the start condition. So let's select a first start condition as a document type here. Okay, and here enter the document type. Means when you are going to be creating the purchase requisition with said NB document type, that flexible workflow will be triggered. Okay, you can set maximum conditions as per your requirement. One document type, two, three, whatever. As per the requirement, you can set a multiple start condition for triggering the flexible workflow here. Again, if you want to add one more condition, click on a plus. Then here again we can able to add a conditions here, like a document type, net order, value, company code. For example, we'll add the company code here. Okay, so we are using the 1, 2, 3 for company code. So this is the second start condition we have given for triggering the flexible workflow here. Okay, after the start condition means when you are getting the PR with this document type ZNB and company code, then that flexible workflow will be triggered here. After that, last stage is your what? Steps. Okay, so steps in the sense what? How many approvers are there in your classes strategy? We are giving the approvers, correct? Step 1, step 2, level 1, level 2, like that. Here also we have to give the steps for the flexible workflow. So here, as of now, there is no any step here. Then click on a create. Here we have to give the name of the step. Suppose, for example, we'll give the level 1. Level 1 for the release of your purchase order, purchase equation overall. Select that as a overall release purchase requisition, then give the steps. Okay, again, this is the optional step. If you want to keep step properties, otherwise it's optional. Now, next is your what? Recipient. Okay, so here in a HANA, SAP has given the two types of your approver. Here, one is your role base and second is your user base. Okay, whenever we are going to be selecting a role base approver, then that time that role will be determined by your baddie. So here we have to take the support from your ABAP team to create a custom table. There the roles will be assigned here. Okay, and here below option is also available. Step completed by one of the role, otherwise second option is also available. All the above recipient means whatever the roles we are assigning, that much are also going to be approved that purchase. If we want to go with the only one, that role we can assign here for that approver here. Okay. And second, if you can go with the user base, then here the user IDs, which is created by the SCM team here. We also require the SCM support to develop a users for the approving here. Okay. So both options are available, role based and user based. As per the requirement, we can go and assign that screens here for the approval here. Okay. After that, step conditions. Again, company code, document type. You can select it here. We will go with the document type. We are using the custom document type as a ZNB. Select it here. Other conditions, if you want to select, click on additional button. Finally, we have to go for deadline. What is the deadline here? Click on deadline. So after creating a purchase requisition within how many days that approval should be approved. So we have to set the deadline. Otherwise, it can be shown as a overdue on that approver's mailbox. Okay. Suppose there are the two options are available. Deadline calculation start with creation of the workflow instance. Otherwise, deadline calculation start after the step in. So we'll go with the first option. After creating the purchase equation within a 1 day, hour, or a minutes, you can just mention that deadline. Means suppose we can mention the 2 days. For example, 2 days we are giving the deadline to the approver. So after creating the PR within a 2 days, if that approver has not approving that, then it should be marked as a overdue here. Okay, this is the deadline. And here last option is also available here. That is the rejection. Okay, means after rejecting the purchase requisition, what to do? If we require any action, then you can say it. Otherwise, don't do anything, and you have to restart the workflow. What was the action after the result? He has to recorrect the purchase equation and he has to again restart the workflow here. This is the first level here we are defining for the document type. We want to add more conditions here. Okay. For example, if you want to add amount. So again, here we can able to add the amount as well here. Okay. So let's select a second step condition as what? Net amount of a purchase requisition is greater than or equal to or less than equal to. Suppose, for example, we'll giving less than 10,000, first level will be approved. For example, first level will give at a 10,000 rupees here. We have to enter the currency INR. So to start step condition, we have given here document type and a net amount of the purchase equation which is less than 10,000. Then your first condition will be set here. Level 1 will be created. Similarly, if you want to create a more condition, as per your requirement, you can able to create a more conditions as well here. Okay. So let me create one more condition here to approve that purchase equation. Level 2. Click on a create again. Enter the name of this step. Level number 2 will give for the again overall release purchase equation here. Okay. Then give recipient as per your requirement role based or user based. Then give the step condition here again document type, that is the said NB, and one more condition will give, that is for the net order greater than or equal to. Okay. For example, we'll give the greater than 50,000 or equal to that. Second level of the approval will be approve that purchase equation. Similarly, deadline also we have to create. Click on a create. Within 2 days, he has to approve. Otherwise, that will be showing as a overdue on that approver's mailbox. Okay. Again, rejected option. Restart your workflow. Click on a create. This is your second step we have to define here. Now, 2 step as per your requirement, you can create the step for your flexible workflow. Now, we have to click on a save. Now, your flexible custom workflow for ZNP document type with these 2 step conditions got created here. Okay. Now you have to activate because it is in the inactive state. Click on a active. Now this custom workflow for purchase requisition overall ZNB GIP1 is got activated here. If it's not activated, Then you have to come here, check on that box and click on activate and deactivate as per the requirement here. Now, flexible workflow with the two conditions, level 1, level 2 for the overall release is got defined. Now, you have to create a purchase requisition with a document type ZNB and test it that workflow will be works or not. Okay. And in the finally, after creating the PR, that flexible workflow will be triggering to that approver's mail inbox by using the push button notification. He can get the notification that PR will be available for the approver here. Similarly, for the purchase order also, we have to activate a flexible workflow here. For that, go for the manage workflow for purchase order. Go to the home page for the Fiori application. Go for the flexible workflow. Now go for the purchase order. Similar steps here also we have to follow. For the purchase order also, we have to go for the create. Then same, we have to give the name of flexible workflow here. Workflow for PO ZNB for GI PO. For example, we can take that here. Okay. This is the header. Properties description. It's optional here. Validity period from which date to which date. If you want to put it, otherwise, this is field is a optional given by the SAP here. Let me give the validity period for this purchase order flexible workflow till December. It works. Then start condition similarly, but as compared to purchase requisition, in a purchase order, more conditions are available, like a account assignment category, company code, order currency. As this is the external purchasing document, so these many start conditions are available, like a document type. We'll go with the document type and a purchasing organization here. Okay, so document type which you are using, that is the ZNB. So once you created the PO with respect to ZNB document type for the PO, and second condition we can go with the purchasing organization here as a GI P1 here. Okay, so these are the two start conditions we have given. If you want to add more start conditions, so these many options are available here. Okay, net order, purchasing organization, purchasing group. Okay, so if you want to add one more condition for the purchasing group, we can add purchasing group as well here. Okay, GI1, which is our purchasing organization. This is the start condition. Means once you create the PO with document type ZNB, purchasing organization GIP1, purchase group GI1, that workflow will be triggered for the approval process here. Start condition is done. Then go for the steps here. Step condition here now. Go to the creation option. Step number 1. So let's give here again label 1 for the approving your purchase order. Here you have to select the release for PO here. Step properties, if you want to give it, it's an optional step. As per your requirement, you can just give it here. Otherwise, directly go for the recipients. Same role base, user base options are available. If you can go with the role base, then it will be automatically determined by the baddie. But here we have to take the help of your technical team, that is ABAP. If you can go with the user base, here you have to take the help of your SCM team for defining that user base here. Now we have to go for the step conditions here. So here also again, these many options are available for triggering here. For example, here we can go with the document type ZNB. One more condition we can add for the net price. Okay, net amount of a purchase order is greater than or less than or equal to the first level will give less than or equal to the 10,000 INR currency that you have to mention. That is the first step condition here. Similarly, here we also create a deadline. Means within how many time that approver should be approved that. So suppose we are giving a time for 2 days here. Within a 2 days or 1 day, he has to approve that purchase order. If it's not there, then it should be marked as a overdue into that approver's mailbox here. Okay, let's put a 2 days here option. Click on a create. Okay, then click on a here also. Last option is also available for rejection. If you rejected that PO, you have to mention the reason for the rejection and again restart that workflow after rejecting that purchase order. Click on create. This is the first step we have defined. Again, similarly, if you have to go with the second step, click on a create. Second step is also available. As per your requirement, you can assign a multiple step for the approver here. Step number, level number 2 or step number 2 here for the purchase order release. Okay. Firstly, we'll go. It's a role based. Then step condition we can give again same. Document type for purchase order is here. Third NB, which is our custom document type. Add one more step condition as a net amount or a purchase order it is greater than 50,000. Then two approvers should be approved that purchase order here. INR that current. This is the 2 level of the approval we have mentioned here. Then second deadline again we have to create. Again we will create for the 2 days. As per your requirement, we can set the deadline here. Okay. Then here again restart your workflow. Create. So here we have created a 2-step here for the approval. Level 1 from 0 to 10,000 and level 2 will be 15,000. 15,000. You click on a save. Now the flexible workflow for a purchase order will be created here. Here again you have to activate that flexible workflow. So here you can see initially it was only automatic release for the PO is available. Now here as per our customization, a flexible workflow for ZNB it's got created with a validity period from 2 days to 31 December 2025, which is in a active state. Okay. Now all flexible workflow configuration got finished here. Now you have to create a PO and PR and test that flexible workflow will be work or not. And after getting the PR and PO, your approver get the notification in the push button notification in the logon for the PR and PO will be available for the approval. These are the steps which we have to follow to activate a flexible workflow for the purchasing document like a PR and PO in a SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement. Hope you guys are understand the overall steps. Please start watching the all recordings for flexible workflow and complete the whole manage workflow for PR and PO by watching all these recordings. If you want to understand and learn more interesting thing in SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement, please like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel and visit our website www.taxskills.com here. Thank you.